After lawmakers in Paris voted in favour of a bill that allows French residents who've lived in New Caledonia for 10 years to vote in provincial elections there. With 351 votes in favour, the French government said that change is needed to make elections more democratic. DD India's Ross Cullen sent us this report from Paris.
Well, the state of emergency was announced by the President Emmanuel Macron in a communique released by the Élysée Palace, that's the French presidency, on Wednesday afternoon. I've got the communique here. I'll read you some of what Emmanuel Macron set out in that official statement. He said that he thanked the politicians from across the spectrum who've been calling for calm. He also said he wanted to pay tribute to the security services who have been working to try to protect the population in New Caledonia. He did say that all violence is intolerable and will be met with an implacable response to restore order, confirming that state of emergency is in place and also confirming that sadly 3 people have now died in the unrest on the French Pacific island and a police officer is in a serious condition in hospital with a gunshot wound. All of the rioting and the looting that we have seen began on Monday in response to protests that got violent because there have been demonstrations against constitutional reform. That reform was passed here in Paris by MPs on Tuesday night, local time. The unrest has been taking place before the vote, during the vote, and now on Wednesday after the vote as well. That reform will allow French residents who've been living in New Caledonia for at least 10 years to be able to vote in local elections, something that native New Caledonians thinks would potentially dilute the vote of indigenous people from the island, the indigenous Kanak people. And so we have seen police stations attacked, cars set on fire, and general unrest as well, with hundreds of people injured and hundreds of arrests in New Caledonia, which is now confirmed on Wednesday under a state of emergency. Ross Cullen in Paris reporting for DD India.